Why would the Busybody Book Club make a great book club selection?
Well, I hope the answer is in the question there because it is called the Busybody Book Club. It is about a book club. And actually, the idea came because I saw an Instagram post from Oprah's book club several years ago that was about the 5 tips to sort of make a successful book club, which was sort of what you'd imagine, respect each other, make sure you're all on the same page about the kind of rules of the book club. And I thought, well, what would happen? Book clubs are so popular, we all love them. What would happen? What would a really terrible book club look like? A book club that sort of broke all those rules. And I thought that would be quite a fun starting point for a novel, a very dysfunctional book club who have to work together to solve some crimes. But really, it is a book that celebrates, or a story that celebrates the power of book clubs and how wonderful book clubs can be to bring people together, how books can really bring very, very different individuals together with very different life experiences, but can all kind of share in that wonder of literature. And it's full of lots of very bookish references for a huge range of genres. So I hope that anyone who is in a book club or who has ever been in a book club will see something of themselves and their experience and enjoy the book.
No spoilers, but what can you share about your book that we wouldn't find on the jacket cover?
Well, so the jacket cover does tell you it's a kind of cozy mystery. So there are a number of crimes that take place, and one of the book club members becomes the prime suspect. So the book club are trying to, the stories about them with varying degrees of success investigating this crime. But actually, there are lots of other sort of deeper issues that the book explores, like grief and loneliness and the experience of being a carer, and I think sort of the importance of forgiveness, both of yourself and of others. So there are lots of sort of deeper themes that are explored. Each of the book club members has a sort of secret in their past, and through the process of working together to solve these crimes and through their shared love of books, we sort of explore these sort of deeper, bigger issues. So while it is a cozy mystery with all the kind of madcap hijinks adventures you'd expect from that, I think one thing that maybe you don't get from reading the cover is that there are also these sort of slightly bigger ideas explored in the book as well.
What's the best book, fiction or nonfiction, you've read in the last year and why?
That is such a hard one book. So I'm going to go for How to Age Disgracefully by Claire Pooley. I love Claire's books. Her first one, The Authenticity Project, was one of my favorites of a few years ago. How to Age Disgracefully is a very funny, very heartwarming story about a group of senior citizens who attend a kind of seniors coffee morning together in a local community centre. And due to kind of some issues that happen at the centre, they end up having to share their space with a daycare. So you've got these seniors and you've got these young children together. And then when the community centre suddenly sort of threatened with closure, they have to come together to save the centre. But the reason I love it so much is, I mean, partly because it's very funny, but also because I think Claire writes older characters so brilliantly. It's something that sort of her writing has inspired me because most of my books end up having older characters in them as well. And I think what Claire does so well, and which, as the title of her book, How to Age Disgracefully, shows, is sort of subverting, often older characters in fiction can be written a certain way. They're kind of old and doddery and perhaps are sort of at the end of their life and having rather sort of unexciting existences. And Claire's book is sort of shows how actually, even in older age, people can have incredibly rich, exciting, eccentric, fun lives. So it's a real celebration of kind of growing old, but also, doing it disgracefully, as she says. So it's really fun, very heartwarming, just a really lovely story. So I'd really recommend that to anyone who likes a sort of uplifting, fun book.
For more information about Freya Sampson's book, please check out the book club page on the booktrib.com website.